Hello, welcome to my mug. It's episode 642, and this week we are tasting coffee from El Salvador, from Finca Los Andes. It is a washed Bourbon, and this is a real special treat. We don't often get to taste this coffee. Mostly it's sold to and through drop coffee in Sweden, but we've got a little selection from the farm this year. And Los Andes is one of the number of farms that Neto Menendez, who also owns La Illusion, Las Brumas, Alaska, all coffees that you'll have tasted before through in my mug. He owns all of those farms, and this is a really classic, beautiful presentation of what he does well. So it's Bourbon, which is the most, I guess, traditional variety that we associate with El Salvador. Actually, in the 90s, El Salvador was having a really rough time, a civil war. During that period of time, most coffee farmers around the world were picking out all their old coffee plants and replanting with things that yielded more, produced faster, but didn't taste as good. That wasn't really part of the equation. Post-Civil War, El Salvador went back to its coffee farms and started finding that it had coffee that tasted almost unlike everything else. It was more rounded, more classic, more sweet, and it really became one of the examples of what specialty coffee can be. It's also a washed coffee, and wet processing is, again, really a hallmark of how coffee from El Salvador tastes. It's almost part of the terroir, so we associate the soil and the altitude, but also the way that people traditionally process and the varieties they traditionally grow in a certain area. All of those things come together to give you that traditional taste profile of a country. And what's really exciting with this coffee, and with all the coffees that Neto works with, is what moves it past that, what makes it exceptional and slightly different. So I'm looking forward to taste it. Roland is going to brew me a siphon, the alchemy of fire and water. God knows what's going to happen there, but I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so siphons. Siphons are one of those interesting brewing methods that are somewhere in between everything else. So they brew through both percolation, where water moves through coffee, and through infusion, where the water and coffee are together. You have both of those phases, but it's much more of a immersion brewer, so it's kind of like a French press, but in this case, this one's had a cloth filter used, so it filters out lots and lots of the solids. So it's maybe got the depth of flavor and body that you expect from a French press with a little more clarity. They also tend to brew really, really hot, so it's great if you've got friends coming around and you want to slow down a little bit and enjoy the coffee over time. Quick safety warning, when I said friends coming over, you should be responsible, you should be sensible, you probably shouldn't do it right now. That's what Boris says. Now, the traditional flavors of a washed Bourbon from El Salvador are going to be milk chocolate, maybe a little bit of acidity, and good sweetness and a creamy body. And these are all things that really match what people say they want from a cup of coffee. It's that kind of traditional flavor profile. It's not bitter, it's not sour, but it's everything in the middle. Now, I'm excited about this because Neto tends to take all those things and really push them up to 11. So we'll start off with the aroma. And that's really nice. It's got a gentle kind of brown sugar aroma to it. It's a little bit kind of caramel. There's a little bit of fruit to it as well, but it's hard to pick out what it is, so I'll just give it a taste. And it's really, really nice. It's more toffee than chocolate, but it's a nice layered kind of deep brown, slightly burnt toffee. And it goes on for a really nice long time. So whilst it doesn't have the flavor of chocolate, it does have that long kind of lingering rolling sensation. And there's a little bit of acidity. I'm getting a little bit of orange, A little bit of white grape as well, a kind of little sparkling touch to it. And as it begins to cool, that orange is coming more and more to the fore. The acidity is increasing. The sweetness is just there all the way through. And the aftertaste is super clean and super crisp. This is a really elegant coffee, and actually the siphon, which tends to push up some of those heavier flavors, it's actually left it really clean. It's just got this nice kind of middle stage that just softly rolls away. So it's not heavy, it's not light, it's right in the middle there. And it's a perfect example of when you're looking at quality, sometimes you're looking for something that's weird. You're just looking for something that is different. Real quality, there's that extra level where it's just good, but better than you've had before. And this is a perfect example of this. This tastes like coffee, but just really, really good. Sweet, clean, crisp, well-rounded. It's an excellent coffee. I hope you enjoy it too. I'd love to know how you're brewing it. So if you get back to me in the comments below, if you want to know more about web processing, there's a video somewhere, God knows where they're going to put it. You can find out more about this coffee on the website. And thanks as always. Good enough. Cheers, Roland. You got a cup?